program is not necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearl's Politics. What is the word, Thunderbirds? Well, I know everybody got their faces stuck in and on different TV channels, and hopefully they will come back and listen to what we had to say tonight because a whole lot has happened. But in the studio with me and my co-host and heartbeat of the South, my son Tim. Hey, Tim, how you doing,
Hey, how
man?
you? All right, how you doing, Mama?
Well, I'm feeling just a little uh in shock. I'm believed in shock
Yeah,
because
I know a
so
lot
many
going
events
on.
happened on this September the 8th.
Right,
Well, 7th and 8th. So
right.
we're gonna talk about it, even if we
Okay.
don't have nobody to come in the studio. I enjoy talking to you. Well,
Likewise.
Yeah, and then for Memphis, I know a lot of people are at events at the
Uh-huh.
Southern Heritage Classic.
Okay.
They had events that started tonight, a concert, I think. In fact,
Okay.
I believe it's the OJ's that's
Okay.
playing tonight at the Orpheum Theater.
Uh-huh.
So I know people are packed, standing in line, waiting for that show, and so we'll only be talking to those that are home and don't have anything to do that may have a slight interest in Pearl's politics. So,
All right, all right.
Jenny Hill will not be in the studio tonight. She told me to tell everybody that she will be back next week. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So the first news break that is sort of sad is Queen Elizabeth II passed away today. I know when they said on the news this morning that they had called her family members, and I knew that she probably wouldn't make it through the night.
Right.
But she has
I
reigned.
mean,
Hey, Mary. She has been the sovereign queen of Britain for 70 years,
yeah.
and she is Queen Elizabeth II, and she passed away today at 96 years of age. That's a
Yeah.
long time. That's about the same age that your great grandfather lived to be, Tim.
Okay.
I may have mentioned that to you. Hi, Rita. So
Hey,
great to
Rita.
see you. Yeah. I was just we were just starting off the show talking about the loss of Queen Elizabeth II, the sovereign queen of Britain that has um, ruled the country
Yes.
for 70 years.
Longer than
That's
anybody else.
7 decades. Exactly. And Rita says it was a blessing that she made 96. Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So the
Definitely.
entire world is saddened.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that she was the first Queen Elizabeth of Britain, but she was not.
She
That's
was
why
not.
that's why she is Queen the second. Do
Mm-hmm.
you have any idea, Tim, who the first Queen Elizabeth of Britain was?
Not offhand. I don't. Enlighten me.
Okay, okay. I know you have seen the movie, the series of the Virgin Queen or the Tudors with King Henry VIII.
I don't think I have.
You haven't. Well,
Uh-uh.
the first Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth the First, was
Okay.
the daughter of King Henry VIII, and so her name was Elizabeth Tudor. So
Okay.
therefore, that was 100 and some years ago, and royal blood always passed the throne down through the generations.
They do.
So therefore, Queen Elizabeth II was a relative descendant of King Henry VIII.
Okay. Okay.
Rita says that her aunt said she may make it to 103. Yeah, I heard that Rita's aunt is 100 years old. Isn't that right?
Outstanding.
Yeah,
Wow.
isn't that right,
That's
Rita, or is she 102? Is
that's
she 102 or 101? I know we showed her picture at her centennial birthday on the show, but oh, there it is. She's 102. I
wow.
really want to know her secret, right?
Yeah. That's amazing.
God bless her. God bless
Yes.
her. And so she has outlived Rita. She has made history because she has outlived
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Right.
Tell your grandmother I said that,
And
okay?
she turned 50 twice.
And she turned 50 twice. Good
Yeah.
point, Tim. So
Wow.
she has made history herself
Yes. Yes.
by outliving the sovereign Queen Elizabeth II of Britain. So
Uh-huh.
I mean that's a Guinness World Book record right there within itself. I'm telling you,
Right.
my goodness, I wonder what does it feel like to be 102. My goodness, it's just I don't have words to describe it because I never met anybody
That's a
that
lot
has
of wisdom
lived.
to that's a lot of wisdom to contain. I bet she just has wisdom out of this world.
Yeah, Rita, you need to write a book. Let somebody write a
Yeah.
book about
Memoirs or
her
something.
life.
Hmm.
That would be something. Yes. And yes, that would be awesome. In fact, that's a project I might think about taking on.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
uh-huh. So, yeah, that was our starting off breaking news for today. And so when we come back, we're going to talk about another shocking event that happened here in our city for the first time in since 1968, I believe it was, when Martin Luther King was assassinated. The city of Memphis was on shutdown on yesterday and last night, and nobody was expecting it, and it was horrifying, and very
It
scary.
was. It
So
was.
when we come back, I'm gonna let Tim start off by telling you all that live in other states, as well as our international viewers. But this story has been on national channels. So,
It has. It has.
when Memphis makes national news like that, it seems like it's always
Bad.
bad news.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
you
unfortunate.
know, yeah. So, but anyway, we're gonna take a little short break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. Stick and stay. Please share the show. Let somebody come in and join the conversation with us. Invite them to join our conversation tonight. All right, we'll be right back.
Start this year with a beautiful smile. Do you cover your mouth with your hand to talk? Do you look down or up in order to smile? If you answer yes, then you need to see Dr. Corey. 901 300 4800. Remember, a smile is the prettiest thing you'll ever wear. So invest in yourself today. Call Dr. Corey now. 901 300 4800. Dental Expressions PLLC, 3704 Summer Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38122. 901 300 4800. Dental Expression, a proud sponsor of the Emily Purple Show.
Okay, so we're back. Thanks for sticking and staying with us. All right.
Yes.
As I was saying earlier, we probably won't have too many people talking to us in the comment column, or maybe even watching the show tonight because we have a big event that begins tonight, the Southern Heritage Classic, Thursday night. I believe it is a concert at the Orpheum Theater. So we know that a lot of our people in the entertainment business are there. Our friends that watch our show normally are there because it's the OJs. OJs.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Wish
right.
I could have seen them, but hey, I don't like the crowds like that unless I'm filming because that way I have a media pass and I don't have to deal with lines and that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah. It can be a
Um,
headache.
yeah, I can. Um, but a lot of people are saying that they are a little weary about going out because of
Yeah. And they should.
the the um the unsettling event that we had. So Tim, would
Yes.
you begin telling our viewers about what happened here in Memphis?
Yeah. It saddens me to even bring this on the show, but here is tragedy has struck again. Uh, this time it was in Memphis, Tennessee, right here in our hometown. A young man of 19 years of age was going around shooting people at random. He was in no designated area. He went from North Memphis to South Memphis to West Memphis to East Memphis. And to add insult to murder, he was playing the videos and recording them, playing them on Facebook. I don't believe Facebook was notified right away because people were still trying to process what they were seeing. Um, and yeah, it was said that he took a break. I think he started somewhere around 1 p.m. I believe it was like close to 8 or 9 p.m. When he surrendered to the authorities. Yeah, and it's just an ugly sight all the way around. Condolences go out to the families that had to endure that tragedy. Our hearts are with you.
Keep talking. I'm typing to Rita.
Okay. Yeah, it's not something that we want to be known for nationwide, but however, the sickness and the evil lives all around the world. This, I believe, a couple of weeks back, I had a conversation on the show about the young adults, how they have no regard for life, not even their own, which is a sad situation in itself. So, how you guys, how's y'all crime level where you're staying at? Do y'all have any complaints about it? If so, jump in and let's talk about it. Yes. Oh, I think I omitted. I've heard two totals of how many was murdered. One I heard was the total was four, and another one that I heard the total was seven. So this is just a sad look and a bad look on the city. But like I said, our hearts go out to the families that had to endure that tragedy.
Yes, it was 7 people total. 4 was dead at this morning's count.
Okay.
I think it was 2 that was in critical condition and 1 in non-critical condition. So I have not watched the news this evening to find out if the 2 in critical condition are still fighting for their life.
Right.
But it was so sad. You sent me. I was watching into my movies as always,
Yeah.
not knowing what was going on because I was on internet
Right.
cable, my cable. I was watching Prime Video, so
Right.
they don't run those alerts across the streaming channels like that.
Yeah. They don't. You're right.
And so did one come across your phone or not?
Yeah, it came across my phone. Actually, I was on Instagram and
Uh,
I received that notification.
Yeah.
and just so happened I tapped on it. Normally I overlook those type of things, but something told me to tap on this one, and
Mm.
that's what I did.
Well, I didn't get one on my phone, y'all, because I'm in the process of switching carriers, and it's a
Yeah,
snag going on with my carrier. Previous carrier was supposed to have unlocked my phone in July, and they did not unlock it. And so therefore, I have my new service transferred to my phone, but I cannot use it. It's really saying no service. But
yeah,
I have a temporary phone number that I'm using. But if you guys need to get in touch with me, call me on FaceTime, okay? Call me on FaceTime until uh, I think sometime tomorrow or early Saturday. I should have the bug worked out, hopefully. But if
okay,
I don't, thank God I still got this number that I can use to call out if I have to call out.
right.
Yeah, so, but yeah, this lunatic, when you told me last night, you sent me the text, I said, oh my God, I couldn't believe what you were texting me.
Yeah.
And Mary, you up there in Michigan, you got folks down here in Memphis. Had they I told you about it? Had you heard about it, Mary? Um, and where's that Everett Ernestine? Paul from Canada is not on. I guess he is waiting on Jen to come back
Okay,
next week.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna
they can
get on.
watch the playback.
I'm gonna get on Paul and I'm say, Paul, you don't want to watch me and Tim. You just want to watch Jen. All
Ah,
right, all right now.
okay.
Yeah, I got something to throw over his head. Ain't that right?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I'm gonna hold that over his head too.
Mary say somewhat.
Oh, she said, Mary said somewhat they told you about it. Yeah, I know. So he's going to be arraigned. They're going to do his arraignment tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Uh, it'll be live on all the local news channels, but they're not going to even allow him in the courtroom. It's going to be a video
Yeah,
arraignment.
no
Uh
bond.
huh.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So because and I think what happens is this. Um, and just before that, Memphis has had a really crucial, sad week because
Yes.
they found the body of Eliza
Fletcher.
Fletcher,
Uh-huh.
who was murdered by this guy. Um, what was his name, Tim?
The man name is Cleotha
Yeah,
Albiston,
Cleophas Abston. But he
38
told
years old.
the judge in court yesterday, well after court, that his last name was Henderson. Say that his name is Cleophas Henderson. So
Okay.
I guess that was some kind of street name or jail name that he
Yeah,
had before.
right,
And I feel so sorry for poor Steve Mulroy that just became DA. And his
right.
first day, I believe, was Monday
Wow.
in his office, and that's what he had. That's what he had to deal with this first case with that case about the lady that had been murdered, and then now his hands are full with this thing here,
Right.
gone wild shooter,
Yeah.
and um, even as early as a year ago, you did not hear about uh, African American men doing such things.
Yeah, you know what? I it just ran across my mind. We've had this happen a couple of years ago. What
Really?
happened? Well, yeah, what happened was this young man. I believe. Well, he's a young man to me, but he was probably like 27 or 28,
Mm,
and his I believe it was his wife filed for divorce and everything,
mhm,
and he was going around. He shot a 75-year-old man. The old man was just walking back from the store, and he
mhm,
videoed that. but the fatalities was very low. I believe it was like two. And I do
Mm.
think the young man ended up killing himself behind it. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but the city didn't have to go on shutdown.
no, 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 no.
See, this is the first time that I remember that the city has had to go on shutdown
Yeah.
was since the riots after
Okay.
Dr. King was assassinated,
What's that? 68.
68. hmm
Okay.
the riots took place, and the whole, I mean, it was every city, but Memphis went on shutdown. We were in um we were under martial law for about a week,
Wow.
maybe 2 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
You could only go out of your house. I think between the hours of 8 and 4 o'clock or something like that, and
Before
you had to
dark.
be.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, no, 4 o'clock was way before dark. When you're on martial
You're
law,
right.
it's a difference.
It
Um,
is.
yeah, and because we actually had National Guard on every street in the city.
You're right.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it was scary. You weren't born yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can only imagine. I'm just going off of what you're telling right now.
Yeah, it was scary. And so the difference between the other crazy folk that have killed people and this dude was that he was just driving around the city everywhere in the
Yeah.
city.
Yes.
Nobody could know where they was.
Yeah. You
And they could,
switching cars too.
I guess they couldn't track his cell phone because they didn't know who he was. Because if they had known who he was, they could have put that GPS on his cell phone and found him before
Yeah.
he
What
did
happened
any more
was
damage
he ended up carjacking. I believe it was a lady, and
and
they
killed
were
her
able. Huh?
and
Yeah, he
killed
did,
her.
didn't he?
Mm,
And I think they were maybe like 20 minutes behind him at that point, so they did know what he was in
mm,
and where
mm,
he
mm,
was at that particular time.
hmm
It's just ugly all the way around.
It is, and then the thing about it, when you told, I told you last night when you texted me about it, like I said, that either that dude is on some of that crazy on them drugs, fentanyl, that messed up his mind, or he's just pure evil. And then I tell you, or it's both. He
Right.
could have been on fentanyl and he was just pure evil because he had the audacity to be smiling
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
grinning.
He did. He
And
did.
then the thing of it is also is that I'm really glad that they did catch him, and didn't have to shoot him because we need to know why did he do that? What was going through his mind? Was he hearing voices? What was in his mind? What made him even think about uh the 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 plan? How did the plan come about? And where did the gun come from? And
Well,
so go
yeah.
ahead.
You know, a lot of that has to do with the gang activity. Uh, Regular people just don't do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, the weapon that he had was an automatic weapon that was out this outlawed in the city.
Mhm.
Um, and just for some of the things that he was saying, his sling, his lingo,
Mhm.
seemed to be gang related to me.
Um,
Yeah.
but even so, what was he doing? Auditioning for a game?
Well, he was saying he was proving a point to somebody that he had that was watching him. I guess a buddy, a friend, or what have you,
Mm-mm.
because he called their name and he
Really?
said, yeah, and he said this blank is too easy.
Mm.
So yeah, he was talking at someone or to someone.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, it could have been the recruiter of the gang too.
It could have been, could have been.
Hmm That he was talking to.
Yeah,
But
yeah, man. I mean, because normal people just don't do that. Regular people don't do that. Regular 19-year-olds don't do that.
well,
Uh,
he was how old was he? 19 or
he was
24?
19, 19.
So, oh, I guess he thought he was gonna get to be tried as a juvenile.
Well, not at 19, it wouldn't be. Not even at 18. He would
Yeah,
have to
they
be
do.
stuck.
They do when they're in school at night. But you got some
Yeah,
kids that's in school at 19 years old because they
yeah,
failed 2 or 3 grades.
yeah. He didn't appear to be in school. If he
No, he
was,
wasn't in no school because he had a criminal record already.
right,
He
right.
already had a rap sheet.
That's right.
They said he just got out of jail 6 months ago, and that if they had the truth in sentencing law, which came in effect July the 1st, I think it was,
Uh-huh.
um, that he would have still been in jail, and this would never have happened. So
Right.
now, get into our politics side of it.
Okay.
Now the Democrats are crying for the truth in sentencing law that the Republicans have been supporting all along. But because of, lobbyists and politics, and a lot of states don't have it,
Yeah.
the truth in sentencing law, particularly Democratic states. Tennessee is a red state. That's why we have it. All the red states have the truth in sentencing laws. But Democratic gubernatorial states don't have it. That's why the crime is so rampant right now in New York, is because they are not even keeping them in. They're just booking them and letting them right back
And
out the
let them right
door.
back out. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now the Democrats are calling for the truth in sentencing law.
I imagine they are.
And to me, that is going to change the tone of the polls when we go to vote in November. Uh, there's this crime all of a sudden. I mean, that's the reason why politics is so amazing, because one single event can change the way people want to vote toward.
Yeah.
And crime has been so rampant this summer,
Mm-hmm.
whereas all the people want now is to be safe
Absolutely.
and want to be have security,
Right.
and not have to be dealing with, you can't even drive down the street, somebody shoot you for just driving your car,
Right.
walking down the street. You can't go in the grocery store and shop because somebody gonna come in mass shooting.
Yeah.
People are fed up with this, and so I think the number one issue at the polls on November the 4th, I think that's when it is. I know it's first week in November. I don't know whether it's the second or the fourth,
Right.
but I think that's gonna be the top of everybody's list. Even though, yes, the economy is bad, people don't got money, groceries is high, but what good is all of that if you lose your life? You know, I
Got a
mean,
point.
there's no point in it being better if you are afraid that you're gonna lose your life.
Right.
Life is more important than any of those things. It's more important than the green house thing they're trying to do. Green world, green, 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 this, green, that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
more
We really
important.
don't care
It's
about
more.
that.
It's climate control is more important than that. Your life is more important than border crossing.
Yes.
Life is more important than the economy. Life is more important than gas prices. Life tops at number one.
That's
So
true.
that's the reason why I say that the Democrats gonna have a tough time when November the election comes,
Yeah.
midterms, simply because of all this crime that has cropped up
Yeah.
after. the Republicans lost control of the Senate and the House.
And they're inviting them. It's like they're inviting crime in. Nobody's being vetted at the border. Nobody. And
I know.
they're shipping them all to different cities. You know what I mean? I'm like you on that
Well,
safety.
that's the Republicans doing that, simply because the Democrats won't do anything at the border to
Right.
stop them from coming in. Now, I do
Right.
not blame Governor Abbott for that. I think it was a good idea. As a matter of fact, all of them need to send them to D.C. Send them up there on the Capitol where they are, where the
Yeah.
politicians are. Send them up
Yeah.
there. See what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Hmm.
yeah, because now, and then that leads me to this. Steve Bannon, you know, Leo's friend who he pardoned before he left, surrendered to the New York District Attorney this morning.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they got him charged with a scam of collecting money for the build the wall to help build the wall, and they say that the money was not for that.
Okay.
But my question is this: how do you know the money was not for that when y'all stopped the project?
Right. Right. Yeah. And I
You see,
saw his face this morning. He didn't look like he had a worry in the
he's
world.
not worried.
Nah, he
Now,
didn't look
because the
worried
first
at
thing
all.
I would say is you have no proof that my client was not holding on to this money
Right.
so that, whenever the wall, because the wall was being built.
It was.
I mean, we've done, they say like what, 400 miles of wall somewhere.
Okay.
So it was being built. So how can
Right.
you say that the money was not being collected for the wall?
And it's not finished.
And and yeah, so I guess at that point is, well, after we close the project on the wall, then he should have returned the money. I guess that's what it probably. I mean, I can't understand their thinking on it. I just really can't.
Yeah.
Okay, why would I return the money when it is for that purpose of the wall? I don't, he don't know, and they don't know if the wall will ever start being built again.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
the wall ever start being built again, then these funds can go toward that. You
You
know what I'm
allocated
saying?
towards that. Right.
I mean, it's like a savings account.
Well, they're on a fishing expedition and they grabbing and throwing anything that can stick to the wall. You know what I
True,
mean?
but
Especially
it's not sticking. That's the
it's
point.
not.
Ain't
It's
nothing
not.
sticking to the
And
wall.
the Democrats are very nervous about midterms. Uh,
And they gonna get more nervous now because of this crime.
Scorpio, all his numbers are down. Uh,
They're gonna sink right back down. Well, they had a little short rise.
right.
They had a little short rise before all of the crime broke out in New York, San Diego, and Memphis. And so their numbers had rose up like week before last a little bit,
Yeah.
and they seemed like they were moving because of the student loan
Forgiveness.
forgiveness.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are still going to vote as a thanks for that, but they might now they're gonna rethink. They're gonna rethink. Well, what good is the student loan forgiveness debt
Exactly.
if I'm dead? It's supposed
If
to be
I'm dead.
forgiven anyway
Right.
because the laws of 18, I think it was 1896, says that when a man dies, his debt dies with him.
Right.
But see, down through the years, they have tried to change that to make the people's
Family.
heirs and family
Mhm.
pay their debts, and that is illegal.
Right.
It's illegal. It this that um. I mean, this it's been so many illegal things
Yeah.
that have happened for years that was never supposed to happen to people
Right.
because the law was established in 1896. Like I say, I don't know that it was 86 or 46. I don't know, but I know it was in the 1800s, and it was in the 13 colonies.
Right.
Okay, so that when a man dies,
It did
his
that.
dead dies with him. Nobody never amended that.
Right.
So if you didn't amend that law, then you are doing something illegal when you try to make people's family pay for stuff after the person died.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So can
Absolutely.
I mean, can you imagine like these people that got killed yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Debt collectors coming next year or the
Wow.
end of this year around Christmas time,
Yeah, that's
trying to make the
unacceptable.
family pay for the deceased family member's debt.
Right.
Because that's what
That's
they do.
unacceptable. Yeah, that's
They still
unacceptable.
send the bills,
Yeah.
and they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
So, anywho,
Going back to your safety issue, I when I think about it, Leo, if nothing else, he made us feel safe. Not only did he speak it, he walked it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that for
he
sure.
walked it.
Yes, sir.
We weren't assisting anybody in no wars. We weren't
Mm-mm,
at war. None
mm-mm.
of the above. Nobody
Yeah, and
was.
people gonna look back at that. People
Yeah,
are not stupid. They gonna look back and say, "Am I better off this year than I was year before last?"
right. Exactly.
The answer is easily
No,
no.
no.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Even a fifth
Right,
grader knows that.
right.
Especially the kids, they loved being out of school.
Yeah, yeah.
Even a fifth grader gonna say, "Yeah," So I mean, it's
Yeah,
just no getting around it.
it's not. It's not. And the thing with Scorpion, he just, oh man, it's
Scorpion is
like,
not ruling anything. It's
no,
somebody up there telling him what to do. And I said that it was his son because they played an audio tape that he was unaware of that he was
yeah,
being taped that
yeah, to
said
tell
his
him,
daddy would do anything he tell him to do.
yeah,
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 but the thing of it is, a son can't nobody get mad at you. They mad at your daddy.
right,
they, you
right,
know, they upset with your daddy of the way he
yeah,
running things
uh
because they
huh,
can't. Because son, you not the president. Even your daddy is remiss
that's right.
if he listens to you to begin with.
Well, they didn't know their part when the votes were going in.
No, but they found out. That's what
Yeah,
I say. A lot of Democrats gonna cross over because of all the stuff they done found out now.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, without a doubt.
And independents are gonna easily go to the right
Yeah,
because this whole election is going to depend mostly on independents.
yeah,
Independents usually decide every election. I don't care what nobody say. The
right.
only election that I would think that perhaps the independents did not decide was
Vietnam.
when President Obama was elected.
Oh, okay.
Because he pulled in votes from Democrats, independents, and some Republicans crossed over. He made history as
Yeah,
the first black president.
right.
But all the other elections, because I've been watching election polls ever since I was in my God 30s,
Right,
and most ever all elections that I have seen, independents decide the election.
right,
So neither party right now is, I don't think, is really reaching independence, and I'll
okay,
tell you why. Because Republicans are being held for reversing Roe versus Wade. People upset about that, especially women.
absolutely.
So you got some women Democrats, you got some women independents that definitely are not going to vote Republican.
You right. Because they're Roe
Okay.
versus Wade. Wow. They are fire hot uh, all around.
Yep.
All around. And
Yep.
they're not accepting it. You know what I mean?
They're not
Uh,
accepting it at all.
yeah, and that's the straw that broke the camel's back right there.
Uh-huh. Republicans should have kept their nose out of that, never should have
Uh-huh.
started that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Um, the independents um that are undecided, and probably all of them are. Like I say, I don't think neither party has convinced independents.
Right.
So
Right.
the other side of flip of the coin is this: is that um, a lot of the independents are upset about the fishing expeditions that keep on going
Yes.
on with Leo, even though they're not Republican,
Right.
because they don't think that that's fair.
Mm-mm.
Because they feel like, well, if you go after the former president of the United States, then what chance have I got?
Right.
That's what people are thinking in their minds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's definitely a thought on the Republican side, and even some Democrats, they're not
Yeah.
gonna speak it and say it, but
Yeah.
the flip coin is the independents and Republicans, they don't like
And
that.
it's personal. This is a personal
Yeah,
vendetta. You know
it's
what
a
I mean?
they don't like people don't like political attacks. They
Right.
tired of it. It's like the same old rerun movie that you don't watch for 20 years, and they
Mm-hmm.
even got tired of it.
Right.
People don't want that. People want action.
Exactly.
And so that's why when it comes to that question about am I better off year before last than I am right now, that answer is going to be no, I'm not. And now it's going to be definitely no, I'm not for Republicans, and it's going to be a definite no, I'm not for independents, and
Right.
it's going to be quite a few no, I'm nots from the Democrats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're
Because
right.
when I don't get to work seasonal from home, when I didn't get to work seasonal from home year before last, I still had enough money to buy my food and pay my bills
Right.
and get my yard cut. Pay to get my
Right.
yard cut. This year, when I uh, got separated, when our work ended on my seasonal job, now food costs me more. Gas costs me more.
Yes.
Shipping costs me more.
Yes.
I don't even have money now to this day, on this day that I can spare to have my yard cut.
Right.
So I'm talking about a personal testimony. I was better off year before last than I am this year.
So was I. So
So
was I. I concur.
when I go to post, I got to think about that. I got to think about that because I want to
Yeah,
get
it's
back.
not rocket science at all.
I want to get back to that.
Yeah, you know, you
I want to get
uh
back to being able to buy the things that I need and pay for the things that I need done,
right,
and when I'm not working my seasonal job.
right.
I was able to do that year before last.
Yeah, me
I'm not
too.
able to do that this month. And this
No,
year,
I'm
this
not.
month now, it's been raining, so my grass need cutting. And right now, I just got a email saying that my Walmart credit card payment due tomorrow. I don't got it. So now
Yeah,
what am I gonna do?
yeah,
See what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah. And I
that's
think a lot of us are in that position. I mean,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and if you just, I mean, like you say, it's not rocket science. If you just think back to that time versus now,
Hmm.
man, if we know then what we know now, that outcome would have been totally
But
different.
not me. Cause I never did. I'm an
Now,
independent.
yeah, yeah.
I'm an
Uh,
independent. I always vote for the party that I think is gonna help me.
Right. Yeah,
And
I'm with that program.
I have voted Democratic and Republican all through my life.
Me too. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And I even went to a Republican gubernatorial party. Drove to Nashville. Me and Miss Rita did. Rita, didn't we? Did we go to
All right.
Nashville, or did he come down here? I don't remember.
I
Well,
think he came down here.
that's when we was. I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about
Oh,
we talking about the man that owned the gas station that just left before Bill Lee. What was his name, Miss Rita? You still with us? He may have came down here, but I know me and Miss Rita. I think he came down here.
okay.
And me and Miss Rita. That's when both of us was working for the state, and we went to the gubernatorial party celebration. Sure
Okay.
did. And
All right.
he was Republican. See, I don't care about whether you left or right,
Me
or
neither.
red or blue,
Me neither.
or Democrat or Republican. I care about you if you care about me.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Simple as that. Simple as that. You're
If I
absolutely
can
right.
see, based on your record, my experience as to how it was for me living conditions financially and security wise, safe wise,
Yeah.
while you were in office, if I could see and learn from what I know and saw that you obviously showed some care for me, then you my guy or my girl.
Right.
But if I
Right.
see that you hadn't done nothing for me, because I tell everybody Obama didn't do nothing for me.
No, he didn't.
I did. All he did was made history.
You know, it looked good and it sounded good, but the bottom
I
line, no.
mean, I shared the proudness. I
Yeah,
shared the
me too.
celebration.
Me too.
But during his term of 8 years,
It did
he didn't do nothing for
nothing.
me.
Nothing. They had a lot of appearances. That's about it.
I mean, people
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
angry. People get angry
We,
when you talk about their party.
hey,
But
whatever.
I'm not really talking about y'all's party.
Right.
I'm just talking about what these presidents did for me or did not do for me.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the facts are the facts. It's maybe a hard pill for them to swallow.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't care if I lose all my views because me and Tim like talking to each other.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
I,
and you know what I'm saying? Because I'm
yeah.
gonna tell the truth. And Pearl's politics has been on now for I think 5 years, or maybe six. And Pearl's politics has never been a one-sided show. I talk about both sides. I talk
Yeah.
about Democrats. I talk about Republicans. I talk about the one in the middle,
Yeah,
independent.
and the fact of the matter,
Hey, Ernestine.
we are in dying times, literally. You know,
Yeah, you got enough when you got to deal with droughts and floods,
yeah,
the weather
the weather,
tearing up your house that
active
you ain't got
shooters,
no money to repair.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah,
And,
uh,
and then got to deal with having to spend more out of the little money you got. Dog, each dollar in the United States right now value is only 10 cents.
yeah. I believe it. I
And
believe it.
so, and when you got, when you charging me 20 cent, where am I gonna get the other 10 cent from? And I ain't got but 10 cent.
It's messed up.
It's
Yeah,
really
it's
messed
messed
up.
up.
Totally messed up.
Yeah, all the way around.
And then see, and
And
when people have to worry and get stressed out, it affects their health.
it
It
it does.
affects their health. All
Yeah,
people want to be able to do is live comfortable and not have to want for anything, to have just food, be able to have food and shelter
right,
and the things that they need to buy for themselves and their family, the money to
right.
buy that with, and just a few little dollars left over
Yeah, and that's not
at the
asking
end
too
of the month.
much.
That's
Yeah,
not asking for
no,
anything at all.
we've earned that.
But
You know
people,
what I mean?
but people
Umpteen
can't.
times over.
But people don't have it. We don't
No,
have it. We don't have
don't.
neither one.
We don't. And this guy's in there talking. This he's in there talking about going green. Nobody cares about that. Not
Look,
the working class people.
just this week in Los Angeles, the mayor had to tell the people, don't plug in your electric car until after 4 o'clock because they grid is about to crash.
About the crack. Yeah.
Asking people to turn their thermostats up to 78 in the evenings and not and at night, and then when was it? No, it was 80. Turn it up to 80 in at night, 78 in the evenings, and something else, and something else, some other degree at
you,
another time.
you can't even get your child to do that. So,
Trying to go green.
yeah.
They grid is about to crash.
Hey, those are what I call rich people problems. Those are not blue collar, uh, middle.
Well,
It's just not
that's not blue collar and poor people's problem
right.
because it ain't no middle class no more.
It's not. You're right. Either
Because
you got it or you
even
don't.
even the blue collars are poor.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just poor and rich now. That's all this country is,
yeah.
and it's only 10% of the population that's rich. That means the other 90% of us don't matter.
Don't matter.
It's as plain as that.
Yeah.
And who was that? Um, there was some controversy about somebody at the White House. Oh, it's about Biden. Uh, I can say that because it was on the news.
Yeah.
They say he called them the MAGA Republicans are terrorists. That's what they say. He said all on Fox News. That's what I heard, and the New
Mm,
York Post and the Washington Post.
really.
So he got a little pushback for that. Yeah, because anytime the New York Times and the Washington Post say something negative about Democrats,
Right.
it must have rubbed off and came off the wrong way nationwide. See, you can't call people categories.
Right.
Nobody like to be called categories because when you think about it, MAGA, MAGA, was Leo's slogan, "Make America Great Again."
Right.
Well, see, to me, it's fictional because America ain't never been great.
No. No.
So the
I,
again, I don't know where that came from. You
yeah.
know,
I kind of get it.
well, it
In
was just
the
a slogan. That was just a campaign slogan, because even he knows that America ain't never been great. They just always they pumped it up with the propaganda as the greatest country in the world.
okay.
We are the freest country in the world, but for its finance, security, the United States ain't never been
No,
great for
but if you,
everybody. Not for everybody. It's not equal.
right, and if you think back on it, um, and he ran on your school's bad, your jobs are bad, everything was bad, and whether we wanted to realize it or not, it was the truth. And he was
It
like,
was the
"What do you got
truth,
to
but
do?"
it's always been bad. That's what he does all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
part he
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
say.
In,
That's
in,
why I
other, in
say
other words,
I don't know where the again came from. He
yeah,
could
it
have just
sounded good.
said he could have just said make America great and been done
Right.
with it.
Yeah,
If it
yeah.
had been if it had been me, that's what I would have said. Make America great and left it right there. You know what I'm
and,
saying?
and he said, "What do you got to lose?" And that was it. That's all it took, really. We
A,
were
ga-
in that bad of shape.
a gambling man.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I'm saying about mm, yeah, excuse me. But yeah, because when you talk about that brings me to the song, country western song, and I know you know the name of the man that's singing because I used to get it mixed up about the man's name, but he say you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Kenny Rogers.
Okay, I know you knew because my baby loves some country music, but yeah, I'm just saying this greenhouse stuff, that stuff need to be folded away because Mother Nature gonna do what Mother Nature do.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
cannot make Mother Nature do what you want it to do because they've been telling us it was going to rain ever since Tuesday in Memphis, Tennessee, and it ain't rained yet. They were supposed to have a rain out today.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have a rain out today on the first day of the event of celebrations tonight at the Orpheum of the Southern Heritage
Right. Yeah.
Classic. And they say it's gonna rain, supposed to rain Friday,
Right.
tomorrow. And they say it's supposed to be raining all day Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So we just gonna see because I'm still looking. I'm glad it hasn't because like I said,
Right.
my yard need cutting is enough as it is already.
Right.
But I'm just saying you cannot make Mother Nature do what you want it to do, and
No.
neither will Mother Nature do what you think it's going to do
Right. Right. You just
because
can't.
it didn't come.
Right.
And I mean, look at how many times that they said hurricanes or tornadoes was going to go this way, and it made a
And
twist
you're
and
the
went the
opposite
other
way.
direction.
Yeah. You're right.
So, I
Right.
mean, it's time to fold away that greenhouse stuff and that solar stuff and that electric car stuff because we do not have enough power on our electric grid in this nation to
Yeah.
have the 10% of rich people
With
uh,
electric cars.
with an electric car. It ain't gonna be the 90% ain't gonna have now.
We ain't got look. We don't have time for that. Like you're absolutely right. Nobody wants to come home from work worrying about plugging in the car, unplugging the car. Is it enough energy going to the car?
Man, what I hate to have to plug in my phone to charge
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
think I want to deal with a car?
With a car?
They couldn't even give me an electric car because I ain't
Nah.
got time for all that plugging.
Yeah,
I don't even want to plug this baby up.
right.
I
It's
hate when
gonna
I
take
have to I hate when I have to stop and plug this up.
it's
You know
gonna
what I'm
take
saying?
the electric to out of this
Oh,
world.
and you want to hear a funny story?
What's that?
True story. It was on the news. This man was driving an electric car in West Virginia. And West Virginia is coal country. That's where the coal miners are.
Right.
And the car, his battery ran down. And they showed the picture. Six coal miners had to push his car up to the coal mine office location
So he can plug
so
in.
he could plug in the car.
I don't mean to be laughing, but
It's
wow.
funny
Yeah. Yeah, it's
because
definitely funny.
because the
So that
fossil
means you
fuels because the fossil fuels like coal is what has kept this country running for centuries. and
right.
and now you want an electric car that has stopped on the road, and the coal people got to help you charge.
Yeah. And think about it, like you say, if your car, if you get stranded like that, man, at nighttime, they can't even help you.
With crime the way it is,
We nobody has booster cables that can help that. It doesn't work with that. So you right. You just be stuck like Chuck.
I know, right?
Hmm.
And we go in on that note because it is 8:04.
All right.
Tim, we had some fun tonight. I hope people go back and watch this.
There we are.
I'll keep sharing it, and then I'm also download this one so that we can use as a replay sometimes
Right.
when we just don't feel like broadcasting.
Gotcha. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
because I can monitor the studio All I gotta do is start the show, hit the video, and then I can lay back down and rest and
Okay.
medicine,
Right.
and then after about an hour, cause this is an hour, then I can get back up and get ready to hit the end
Yeah.
stream. But this was a
Sound like a
fun show.
plan.
Jenny, we
It
missed
was.
you, and we look forward to you coming back, Firecracker, on next week.
Yeah, we do.
All right, Tim, your closing remarks.
Man, great show. We touched on so many different points. Um, just can't wait to do it again. I mean, this was a blast. This was a blast. With that, I'm just gonna wish everybody love, peace, and happiness. And please, everybody, let's be safe out there.
Yeah, and please don't go crazy.
Yeah.
if,
Wow.
if you think you go crazy, please call somebody's hotline for help.
Yes. Please do.
Because
Get the help that you need.
there's too many hotlines out there that people can call when you need help like that. Don't go mental,
Amen.
go postal, shooting
Right.
up the city like that young man did last night here in Memphis,
Right.
Tennessee. Uh,
Absolutely.
I mean, unheard of, uh,
Yeah.
horrific.
Horrific.
Um, and everybody in Memphis will remember where they were and what they were
Yes.
doing
Yes.
on September the 7th and September the 8th because it started yesterday. No, they say it started Tuesday night. They
Okay.
say it started Tuesday night, so it was
And
like
went
really
over.
a 2 day rampage.
Right.
So and because
Wow.
the man that yeah, that's where that 24 came from. I knew I had 24 in my head. Uh, I saw his aunt on there. She had a back turn, but 13 interviewed her,
Okay.
and the man he was shot in the face over there on I forgot what Lindale Street. Remember that
Okay.
Tuesday night?
Okay.
And they said how all the people, about 30 people, was came once they removed the crime tape. Well, she was his aunt, and she said that this guy right here was the one that did that, and that they were supposedly friends.
Wow.
That's when it started. So
Man.
I'm thinking that he knew that he was going to get caught for that and have to go to jail again because
Yeah.
he only been out 6 months. And
Right.
I guess he said, well, if I got to go to jail again, I'm just going to take out some folks.
Yeah.
Because I guess he said life is life.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that we have that type of thinking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they don't never want to do the time. They
No.
want to do the crime.
Right.
So he knew. I'm no psychologist, but I'm thinking that his man was saying, "Oh, they gonna tell. They know it was me,
Yeah.
and they gonna come after me because the young man died, shot him in the face 4 times,
Wow.
and
Man.
he probably said, "Well, I get life for this, so
Right.
since I'm gonna get life,
And that's the way they
I'm gonna
think.
take some people with me."
Yeah. That's the
That's
way they
my
think.
that's what they think. That's what they think. And then
Hmm.
when they get in court, uh-huh.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
no, no, no. They be looking so stupid,
Hmm.
just like the one Cleophas guy. He was looking so stupid.
Yeah.
Couldn't see nothing but the side of his face, but he was looking stupid. So I can't wait to see the
Hmm.
video
You will.
of Raymond tomorrow of this guy. But this one
Right.
right here, I wouldn't be surprised if he be cheesing like he was cheesing in his mugshot.
Yeah. He'd be lucky to see you in the daylight.
But I say I would I'm talking about for his video, Raymond. He's
Yeah.
subject to be grinning
Yeah.
and
Well, I don't
smiling.
think it will. I don't think it will because when he was doing what he was doing, it was the adrenaline rush. So,
Mhm.
and whatever he was taking.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, he done had
Mhm.
about 24 hours to come out with what he was on.
Yeah, they
So,
probably shot him up too,
yeah.
but with whatever it is, what they call
Thorazine.
that stuff.
Thorazine.
Yeah, to bring them down.
Oh, you talking about
Mhm.
Narcan. Is that what?
Narcan.
Uh huh.
Yeah. They probably shot him up with that so that um get them drugs out of him if he had any in him. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
hmm Yeah. So he should be looking stupid. You're
yeah.
right.
He'd be looking stupid, no doubt.
All right, then, you all. Thanks so much for watching. I'm glad to see you, Mary,
Yes,
Ernestine,
yes,
and Rita, and all
yes.
those of you that are watching that was not in the comment column. So we will see you guys on tomorrow for the Emily Pearl show. Don't know what we're
That's
gonna
right.
do, but it will be some fun. We always
Yes,
have some fun on our shows,
yes, we do.
and our shows always be informative and
Yes,
entertaining. So come back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. See me and Tim and Sybil. I
yes.
think we'll be back in the studio.
All right,
She's
all
had a
right.
week off. She had a week off. She deserves a week off.
She does.
hmm But until then, always remember, as we say on our politics show, listen, free thought is a philosophy, not a policy. Nobody can put a policy on your thinking as long as you're thinking rational, and especially if you're thinking good. All right. Somebody should have put a policy on that nuts thinking yesterday. And in some cases, seems like we might start needing a policy though.
Yeah,
But the problem with that is you don't ever know what somebody's thinking in their head.
you don't.
And that thought, whether it be good or bad, still remains free thought.
It does.
And that's why I call it a philosophy.
Gotcha.
So we love you all, but remember, God loves you more. We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
All right.
Okay? Bye bye.
Bye.
The opinions expressed on this program is not necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy.